Still here. I'm using actually my Sony action camera, which is a little guy. It's a little HD camera, but it works well enough. My other one's memory's full. But what we're going to try today is an experiment. As I said, we're experiencing a lot of rain. It's still wet outside. I can show you outside my window. The rain's kind of died down, but it's expected to get heavy again this evening. But you can see that's my oven outside. It's still kind of wet. Things are kind of wet outside. So anyway, we've been having torrential rains, pretty bad, but my area is not too bad. Some other areas, you know, about 400 miles west of us, they're getting landslides. Some people died, you know, sad stories here and there, but I'm going to try to be upbeat here, and we're going to do something fun with pizza. First of all, I want to say that we're going to do something with a conventional oven. We're going to try something. I have some different settings here. I'll explain here. If you can take a look here. We have some settings here. This first one here is important here. This is like to heat up your oven as fast as possible. This is your quick heat up, your quick preheat button. I normally don't preheat on that. I preheat on this one, Fan Plus, which is basically convection, plus using a little bit of filament heat, but for the most part not too much filament heat. This one is fan, and the top filament here, or the heating element, will start to turn red. So, and then we have some settings on this side, which is kind of like a balance of heat from the top, heat from the bottom. We have a heat from the bottom with a little bit of heat from the heating element at the top, and then we have just basically broiler, which is only heat from the top. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to around 250 degrees centigrade. So this can go to about 280. So up here the max is 280. So what we're going to do, we're going to preheat to about 250, and then what we're going to do is well, actually, I'm going to go to about 260. I'm going to get it to where the baking steel has been saturated with enough heat, and then we're going to slide a pie on. Then we're going to jack the temperature up to the top to 280, and we're going to throw that onto to quick preheat and see if we can get that heating element to shine bright red and maybe blister our pizza a little more than usual, and we'll see what the results are. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and preheat. Start preheating at about 260. About 260, and we'll go ahead and turn it on. We're going to put on Fan Plus and give it a slow preheat for maybe about 30 minutes. I guess 20 minutes? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll check the temperature later. Okay, so we've been heating up the oven. The little indicator here has switched off, meaning it's reached temperature. The temperature here I set to about 260 degrees. We're going to jack it up to the 280 in a moment. So I'll show you what we got going on. Let's just make sure the temperature we got on the top. So 279 degrees centigrade, which is 534. Yeah. And the bottom shows about 530. So I think it's saturated with heat. I think it's just fine. So what we're going to do, we're going to go start stretching our dough. We're going to start stretching our dough, and then while midway during that, we're going to come back here and jack up this temperature and see if we can get those heating elements red hot, and see if we can get a little bit more toastiness to our crust. We'll see what happens. Okay, we got this dough. These are all 280 grams. 280 grams, but they ballooned up because, you know, it's summer. So, but I don't care. We'll work on that and get that out. Okay. So this is the bottom of the pie here. So. Okay, bit of a surprise here for you guys is I have a I'll leave those bubbles. I think it might have some kind of good effect there. We'll work on that. This is salami that I made. There are other videos that will be coming soon about the process I used to make this dry salami. I am new at salami making, beginner, but these came out wonderful, and I'll be giving you some information about that later, okay? I don't know if that's in focus or not, but we'll see. Okay, let's get going on this. We're going to make this, I'm going to put on some fresh tomatoes. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put on some basil on the bottom here. We'll cover the basil with cheese so it doesn't get burned. This fresh basil is from my garden. I just picked it not more than about 30 minutes ago. It's been washed and it's ready to go. Okay, we got some cheese here. We're going to try to cover the basil with this cheese here. Check the basil. We're also going to add some dried mozzarella, which is just your standard kind of shredded mozzarella you get at supermarkets. Just add a little bit of a color variation. I want to add some oregano. Some olive oil before I add my a bit of salt. This shouldn't need too much salt because the salami has some saltiness to it, but we're going to add some salt to this. Okay, and some salami. Quite generous with my salami. Make sure no one's complaining they didn't get salami on their slice. Okay, and that looks pretty good. It's Parmigiano Reggiano. Over here. Oops. Yep, very soft dough, as I said so earlier. It'll be just fine. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to jack this up. We're going to go ahead and jack it up and put it on super heat. Okay, we'll see what happens to that. We'll see if the heating elements start to turn red. We've jacked up to the top temperature. Okay, as we can see, the heating elements are starting to turn red there. Okay, and this thing's cooking pretty nicely. So I'm going to give this a turn off camera, but well, no, Anna, please hold this camera for me. I'm going to turn the pizza because it seems the back side of the heating element is heating up faster than the front side. So check the clock there. I don't know. We'll figure out how long this took to bake afterwards, because I forgot to check the clock, but it's probably a minute or 2 minutes, 2 minutes maybe into it. Doesn't seem like that long. I don't know. We'll check. Okay, let's go ahead and take this out. Let's see. How does that look? Okay, let's take a look at the bottom here. See the bottom there? Got some browning there, some char in there, not bad. Get a full circle view. My toppings were kind of sliding. Okay, I think it turned out pretty nice. I mean, it's not going to be Neapolitan style leoparding or anything, but I think it got some interesting char marks a lot earlier than it would have taken otherwise if I didn't try to coax the oven up to a higher temperature. So that's a finished pie. You can see the olive oil kind of dripping around there. So we're gonna go ahead and slide that over here. Give that a cut. Take a look here. Oh, you can see that. Okay. Looks pretty nice there. I would try it on camera, but it's piping hot, so I'm just going to leave it for now and just to show you. Well, this is a creation I did, and trying to coax my oven to give a little bit more heat and faster. So let's see if we could cut down the time a little bit. Generally, these pizzas cook in about 5 or 6 minutes. I don't think it even went 5 minutes. I think it's much less. We'll check the time, and I'll post the time on the screen as soon as I upload this video. So anyway, for that little experiment, I thank you for watching. The thing is, just a quick review. I set the temperature about maybe 20-30 degrees lower than what I really wanted it to be during the bake. Let that fully saturate my baking steel. And what I intended to do was jack it up a little early, but I guess I jacked it up fine. So what I did was I turned it on quick heat, quick preheat to get those heating elements to turn red. Slide in my pizza, and then just see what happens. And it turned out pretty nicely, in my opinion. Pretty good. Not Neapolitan leoparding, but quite nice, in my opinion. Anyway, try this at home. It's perfectly safe to do. You don't have to fix your oven or take anything apart or use the cleaning cycle. I mean, you can get at least that. Anyway,